Enemies ahead! Let's go! Let's go!
One way or the other, passwords are always compromised. They are either being stolen in data breaches or mocked for being too simple. No matter what opinion any of us have on passwords, one thing is indisputable. We are going to use password today, tomorrow, and for foreseeable future. Unlike touch or facial recognition technologies, passwords are used everywhere because they are cheap to implement and easy to use. For end users, they are as low tech as security can ever get. Of course, that ubiquity and simplicity is precisely what makes password attractive to cyber thieves. In this video, we'll take a look at how hackers steal our password and what can we do to stop them. The first and foremost attack is credential stuffing. Credential stuffing is an automated injection of breached username and password pairs in order to fraudulently gain access to user accounts. This is a subset of brute force attack where a large number of spilled credentials are automatically entered into websites until they are potentially matched to an existing account, which the attacker can hack for their own purposes. Sites with poor security are breached on a regular basis, and cyber thieves actively target dumping user credentials from such sites so that they can sell them on dark web or some underground forums. As many users will use same password across different sites, criminals have statistically good chance of finding that the user Alice has same password on Amazon and Netflix. There are tools to automate the testing of list of stolen credential across multiple sites that allow hackers to quickly breach new accounts and even on sites that practice good security and password hygiene. Now let's talk about how can we stay safe from credential stuffing. The key to not becoming a victim of credential stuffing is very simple. Every password for every site should be unique. Of course, that won't prevent your password from being stolen from one account with a poor security. But it does mean that any one of your compromised credentials will not affect you anywhere else on the internet. I know what you are trying to say. It's definitely hard to remember all the passwords, but you can use a trusted password manager or the best solution, write it down on a piece of paper. The next attack is phishing attack. Phishing is a social engineering attack which attempts to trick users into supplying their credentials to what they believe is a genuine request from a legitimate site or vendor. Over 70% of all cybercrimes begin with a phishing attack. Hackers steal users' credentials for their own purpose or commonly to sell to criminals in the dark web. Typically, phishing attacks occurs through email that either contain fraudulent links to cloned websites or malicious attachments. Somewhere along the chains, the user will be taking the bait. The fraudsters will present a fake login form to steal users' login name and password. Fraudsters will also use some form of interception between a user and a genuine sign-in page, such as man-in-the-middle attack to steal credentials. So, here's how to stay safe from phishing. To protect against spam mails, spam filters can be used. Generally, the filter accesses the origin of the message, the software that is used to send the message, and appearance of the message to determine if it's a spam. But these are not always 100% accurate. The browser settings can be changed to prevent fraudulent websites from opening. Browsers keep a list of fake websites, and when you try to access the website, the address is blocked or an alert message is shown. The settings of the browser should only allow reliable websites to open. Many websites require the users to enter login information while the user image is displayed. This type of system may be open to security attacks. One way to ensure security is to change passwords on a regular basis and never use the same password for multiple accounts. It is also a good idea for websites to use CAPTCHA for added security. Changing your browsing habits can be used to prevent phishing attacks. If verification is required, always contact the company personally before entering the details online. If there is a link in the email, make sure it is a HTTPS instead of an HTTP. Up next is password spraying. Password spraying is an attack that attempts to access large number of accounts with a few commonly used passwords. Traditional brute force attacks attempt to gain unauthorized access to a single account by guessing the password. But this can quickly result in targeted account getting logged out as there is a limit of number of failed attempts during a period of time. During a password spray attack, the malicious actor attempts a single commonly used password across different accounts before moving on to the second password. It has been estimated that 16% of attacks on passwords come from password spraying. But nowadays, most sites are equipped with the prevention measure for these kind of attacks, where the sites can detect repeated attempts from the same IP. So the attacker need to use multiple IP to extend the number of passwords that they can try before getting detected. Here is a photo of some most common passwords that are being used worldwide. And if you see a password in here, it's time to change your password or not, because your account might have already been compromised. Moving on to number 4, keylogging. A keylogger is a function which records all keystrokes on your computer. Taken at a basic level, keyloggers are not that harmful, but in the hands of an hacker or a cyber criminal, it is a potent tool to steal all your information. Now, let's see why keyloggers are a threat. Keyloggers are a serious threat to users and users' data, as they can track all the keystrokes and intercept your passwords and other sensitive information that are being typed through your keyboard. This gives hackers benefit of access to PIN codes, passwords, account numbers, and much more. When the hackers get access to users' private and sensitive information, they can take advantage of the extracted data to perform almost anything on the user's account. The main objective of keyloggers is to interfere the chain of events between when a key is pressed and when the data is displayed on the monitor. So we know that keylogger is a tool and it has to be installed on your PC in order for it to capture data. You might be thinking, how can it be installed without the user's permission? Let us talk about the different ways that keyloggers can spread. A keylogger can be installed when a user clicks on a link or opens an attachment from a phishing mail. Otherwise, keyloggers can be installed through web page script. This is done by exploiting a vulnerable browser, and the keylogger is launched when the user visits the malicious site. The point here is, there are countless ways to install a keylogger without your permission. So, how can you be safe from these? Take caution while opening attachments. If someone sends you a mail out of the blue, there are some solid chances that there's a keylogger in there somewhere. Use multi-factor authentication. We have already posted a video on how multi-factor authentication works and why it is important. If you have not watched it, please do watch it with the link in the description below or by clicking the icon on the top. Try using virtual keyboards when you are typing usernames, passwords of some online shopping websites or something similar to that. Install a good antivirus product that can defend your system from the latest virus attacks and can detect keyloggers. You might have seen that we would have used the term brute force many times while discussing other attacks. Now let's see what's an brute force attack is. A brute force attack consists of an attacker submitting many passwords or passphrases with the hope of eventually guessing it correctly. The attacker systematically checks all possible passwords and passphrases until the correct one is found. Alternatively, the attacker can attempt to guess the key, which is typically created from a password, using key derivation function, and this is known as exhaustive key search. This method is very fast when used to check some short and simple passwords. But for long passwords, other methods such as dictionary attack are used because a brute force search takes so long. Longer passwords and longer passphrases have more values and more combinations, making them exponentially more difficult to crack than shorter ones. Brute force attacks can be made less effective by obfuscating the data to be encoded, making it more difficult for an attacker to recognize when the code has been cracked, or by making the attacker do more work to test each cases. So now, on to the conclusion. Passwords aren't going anywhere anytime soon, and there are some good reasons why they shouldn't. Biometric data, facial recognition, and fingerprint scanning all have a role in helping secure access to the services. Apart from the 5 attacks that we discussed in this video, there are a lot of attacks out there waiting to steal your credentials. The main tips and tricks that can be used to keep your passwords safe are using a strong password with a combination of all uppercase, lowercase, numbers, symbols, etc. We'll be having a separate video on how to choose a password, so stay tuned for that. And use a multi-factor authentication and use unique password for different sites, so that if an insecure site leaks your credentials, you can be confident that it won't affect you beyond that site. I think that's all for this video. Thanks for watching and hope you guys liked it. Comment down below your thoughts and suggestions for our future videos. And if you are new to this channel, a sub would be massively appreciated. I'll be seeing you guys in the next video.